Am I the a-hole for being mad at my husband for having a threesome? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button to never miss any of our future videos. Throwaway because some of my friends have Reddit too. To start my story off, let me give you some background info. I am a woman. My husband is a bisexual male leaning more towards straight, but is still bi. We have only recently gotten married, about 9 months ago. Before that we dated for a couple of years. My husband has always wanted to have a threesome with another bi man, as he could please both of us. I wasn't too comfortable with doing this, but last week, I finally agreed. My husband is very in with the LGBTQ+ community in our area, so he knew exactly who he wanted to join us right away. We scheduled to have this event partake 3 days after my agreeing at the friend's house, who we will call Jim. Now fast forward to 4 days ago, the day of the threesome. I was very nervous, but my husband was excited to finally be able to have a good man in him, as he said. We got to Jim's house and were brought inside. We had a few drinks and then started. I don't want to make this too NSFW, but what I will say was that both of them were involved with each other and me in multiple ways. But I guess my husband wanting for men was more than I expected, because after a few minutes of foreplay and intercourse, it turned into my husband and Jim just having normal sex. I saw what was happening, grabbed my clothes, ran out the house and into my car, and drove away almost in tears. Some people might see this as an overreaction, but in my mind, all my husband was doing was cheating on me with another man. I later texted him and told him he could stay at Jim's house overnight. He wasn't welcome here. Later the next day Jim dropped my husband off, who was not apologetic at all. He was mad at me for driving away, saying that he did nothing wrong, and that he just wanted to satisfy his needs. Most of our other friends also sided with him, saying that he needs a man every now and then. So what do you think, Reddit? Am I the a-hole for having a threesome with my husband and his friend? Edit. Just to clarify, we are no way at all in an open relationship. What the duck? Most of our other friends also sided with him, saying that he needs a man every now and then. Then he divorces you and lives the single life. This is like saying it's totally okay for heterosexual married men to have multiple female lovers because they have urges. Not the a-hole. OP. Nothing about this is okay. Nothing. That he just wanted to satisfy his needs. For duck's sake. Thank you. Those friends are equally insane. You're monogamous or you're not. Your sexual orientation has nothing to do with that. Not the a-hole. Unless both partners are really into it, it's pretty much cheating with an audience. Far from the first threesome that messed up a relationship. I shouldn't agree to it in that case. Or at least you need to call a timeout. My husband and I are swingers and communication is so important. You should not agree to something you don't want and then hold it against the other person, and should not let yourself be persuaded into something you don't want. Not the a-hole. You shouldn't have agreed though, because it clearly made you uncomfortable. That being said, your reaction was expected because you never wanted this in the first place. A bit unfair, because again, you did agree, but not surprising. His reaction, however, was a dick move. Very selfish in my opinion, because it seems to me all he's wanted for a while is to duck a dude and have an excuse for it, which sucks. Did you guys talk about this before dating or marriage? The fact that he was all great, I have just the guy in mind, let's do it tomorrow, when you were only accepting reluctantly means he wasn't thinking about you very much. Not the a-hole. If you guys end up staying together, unlikely, he's not allowed to do that shit again. Am I the only one who is not surprised this went horribly wrong? Number. The minute I saw no one was communicating, and that for some reason the OP hadn't expected her husband to want to have sex with the other guy during a threesome, I was like, well, this is a cluster. Everyone sucks here. You did agree to go through with it, but then you just couldn't and backed out. He did want to go through with it, but also bad that he didn't stop to go check up on you and talk it through. Honestly though, it seems like he wants to be with a man every once in a while, and this works with some people, whether it be open relationships or threesomes. But it seems like this wouldn't work for you. You both need to explain what you want, and if you can't come to an appropriate agreement, I'd suggest ending things. There's a massive lack of communication, but it seems a bit like the husband is a bit selfish when it comes to ducking men. Not the a-hole. Everyone sucks here. You suck because boundaries should have been discussed way more than they were. You straight up said you weren't comfortable with it and did it anyhow. Stick with your gut. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. He sucks because yeah, he totally just wanted to have sex with a guy. He knew immediately who he wanted, which means he's been wanting to duck him for some time. Your friend saying he needs a man every once in a while is bullshit. I too am married to a B-man. Bisexuality doesn't give one a free pass to have multiple sexual partners at once. Why does he need a new sexual partner any more than you do? If you can make the sacrifice to have sex with one person, so can he. That's what monogamous relationships are. If you don't want a monogamous relationship, then that is a different discussion. One that again should have taken place long ago. Not the a-hole. He pushed you to try something, so he was supposed to make sure you like it. He can't expect you to take the lead and insert yourself into the action. That's not something you're comfortable with, and he was 100% aware of that. Also, he needs a man every now and then. The word cuck gets thrown around a lot as of recently, but what your friends describe, well, I'm confused. You agreed to the threesome. You knew your husband wanted a good man inside him, so it was laid out that he was going to be ducking this guy too, and now you're saying that he cheated on you? This was a plan that you agreed to. You're the a-hole for saying he cheated, but not the a-hole for being upset. Not the a-hole sounds like your husband wanted a pass to have sex with Jim and used the threesome as his cover. That's not okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't continue a relationship with Jim.